Good morning. All right, so let's get into it. We'll do some pre-market analysis. Just a reminder that I will not be trading after tomorrow. If it's one thing I've learned, it's like I can learn from the people before me who've traded this before. I still will um, live stream, but I'll probably put a big banner or something on the screen indicating like I will not be taking trades. Just because of my curiosity, I will probably be watching the market. So the temptation will probably be there to enter a trade and just be like, hey, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Now, that being said, um, it depends on what strategy they're using. When they say the most terrible days to trade are usually after the last 2 weeks of the month of December. I don't know if that means liquidity or the market tanking, because sometimes I've had when I talk to other traders, they'll say, "Well, it was a terrible day for me," but it's because they're trading like covered calls or puts, or they're not even maybe that strategy, but they're expecting the market to go up, so they can only trade when the market is going up. And so when the market tanks, and it's like I made money from it tanking, or they're still looking at it through the perspective of the mass population, which is not understanding that you can make money with it going down. So I'm just gonna look at it for myself. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna, risk it for the biscuit. So one of the things I learned over the weekend was we want to definitely hone in on the 1 hour and see how it reacts to certain key levels. So on Friday, we were in this liquidity zone and I just refused to trade it. I think I did a mini tiny scalp, but it's not something that I really want to see myself doing. I want to move away from scalping to more understanding what a long term, you know, trade looks like, being able to hold for that 1 to 1. I'm super excited for what 2026 will mean because, yes, we will be taking less trades. But that being said, we'll also be protecting our assets, right? Because if I understand that on the 1 hour, if we're opening in this liquidity zone and we're just getting chopped and screwed in here, I didn't lose money. I lost money, I think, was it on Monday, one of them liquidity days. And I was like, I swear I will never allow myself to go through that again. Definitely took that L and turned it into a lesson. Kind of solidified, my journey up until that point. My computer is still slow, so I need to move quickly, quickly. I was trying to get over here. What day was this? Oh my gosh, this is how slow my computer is moving, right? Because from the time I was like, oh, let's see if it happened earlier in the week, it's just now catching up. Bless his heart. What day is this? Wednesday? Yeah, I think Wednesday I got um, crapped a little bit, and then I was like, when I see that setup again, I'm not gonna. And so, sure enough, that paid off on Thursday. I mean, on Friday. Um, so since post market and pre market, we've been able to break out of that liquidity zone. Um, we are entering a rotation level. We're above the 200. So looks like we're trying to rotate to the upside. Okay. So then let's jump to the 3 month. Just see what's going on there. And I do need to move a little bit quicker. Um, because my computer is just really slow, unfortunately. Wait for the stuff to load. Okay, there's nothing really on this here. Looks like we're filling a wick. Hmm. I wonder where my alarm went off. I don't have a 5:50 alarm. That's weird. I don't have a 5:50 alarm. Oh, this is when I was on vacation break. Okay, I know what happened. Okay, because I was like, I don't have a 5:50. Okay. Hmm. Monday. This is for the month. We're still in like weeks. For the week. I did see a 1 hour bearish breakout, so we might have another attempt. We're trying to break out of a bear zone to the upside. So we could wait for the retest at either 7 or 8 a.m. is what I'm thinking. Um, let's see what's happening here. So this is for the week. We are here. We can make another attempt to the weekly break of structure, change the price to the upside there. For the day. For the day, we're here. So there's no gaps or anything. 24-hour gives you an indication we're definitely bullish now. Mm, 12-hour, we're bullish as well. I will say there's not a lot of like noise, so we should have a clean setup today compared to like other days where we have like a lot of stuff going on. So this is just for directional. Give it some different one. So yeah, this has remained the same, the 1 hour rotation level. Um, we can have a little bit of rejection. You can probably wait for some puts, but then oh, I'm gonna delete this. I don't need that anymore. What is this? I don't think I have that music in. Oh, I have it as. Mm-mm. Okay, that's notes I had to myself. Mm-mm. Just go back to make sure. Okay, whatever. If I need it, I'll put it again. Um, just trying to see. So 15, it's like a dollar move. So I'm gonna do this. Let's see, 1 hour. I am frustrated. My laptop is going really slow. I'm a quiet type A, so if there is such a thing, um, I do get frustrated with the details. 1 hour top of oh come on top of bullish, all the block. Bullish. Computer only gonna do what you tell it to do, boo. Alright. I think I'm just gonna leave that for now. For me to I can drill down. And then we'll come to the 15 minute. We're in an opening at a rotation level. There is a 15-minute gap. I think what I learned from last time is that it might fill it, but just later in the day. It like I said, I like to see the 1 hour gap. If it's not on the 1 hour, I'm just gonna kind of like leave it alone. But yeah, like how it's just a 15 minute, I'm not gonna really set my sights on it filling that gap. Let's see what else. We're at the rotation level. This is the critical level where there's premium here. And like I've said before, SMC likes to go from level to level. So we've already gone from here to here. And then once we go from there, we can either come back down or we can go to the next level. Let's see if it's going to let me go up. I don't see anything else up there. Okay. Let me check something else. Pre-market and post-market. So we closed somewhere around here and opened up here. So I mean, we might come back down and try to fill at a minimum this. I also need to look for the, because on Mondays, IWM does like to go down to the discount level. So let's look and see if that's anywhere here. If anything, it might come down to this. Let's see how long it's going to take for my computer to react here. It might come down to this equilibrium level right here. Oh, that makes sense. I think I'm gonna finish this as a pre-market analysis and I'm gonna restart my computer in the hopes that it will. You know what? I'm gonna close out this tab because I think this tab is what's causing me the grief. And I'm going to refresh. Let me just double check on the different. Yeah, let me close out this window. This is terrible. I want for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I think that it's gonna be a new Pro laptop for me. Alright. There we go. Alright. 5 minutes. This can push up into here. So this is, even though it's a take profit level, when it overlaps with something like a bearish order block is when you get to see a little bit more reaction, like resistance. But it also will line up with the 1 hour resistance zone. So other than that, we're just gonna wait for a 3 minute internal breakout. I expect what I expect is probably a little bit of a a small upside and then down to get the 50-minute, you know, gap and reject off of that equilibrium level on the higher time frame. But let's just be patient and see how it plays out. All right, you guys, I'm going to close this out as pre-market analysis, and I'm going to restart my computer, and I'll be back by no later than 6:15. All right, shoot or lose.